listening to part 79 of our series, 7 Medicines, The Wise Woman Way, with Susun Weed at Time Monk Radio. Hello, Susan. Welcome back to Time Monk Radio.
Thank you, Gemini. I am a woman who shouts, yes. I am a woman who whistles, yes. I am a woman who thunders, yes. I am a woman who plays music, yes. I am a spirit woman, yes. I am a woman who shouts, yes. I am a shooting star woman, yes. I am a whirling woman of colors, yes. I am an undergrowth woman, yes. I am a saint woman, yes. I am a woman of light, yes. I am a saint woman, yes. I am a woman of light, yes. I am a spirit woman, yes. I am a woman of the day, yes. I am an eagle woman, yes. I am an admirable woman, yes. I am a radiant woman, yes. I am a spirit woman, yes. I am a woman who flies, yes. I am a diviner woman, yes. I am a woman who bows down to the ground, yes. I am a whirling woman of colors, yes. I am a clock woman, yes. I am a well-prepared woman, yes. I have a well-prepared soul, yes. I have a well-prepared soul, yes. I have a well-prepared soul. I am a woman born. I am a woman fallen into the world. I am a law woman. I am a woman of thought. I am a woman who gives life. I am a woman who reanimates. I have the heart of the Christ, yes. I have the heart of the Virgin, yes. I have the heart of the Father, yes. I have the heart of the Mother, yes. I have the heart of the old one, yes. It's that I have the same soul, the same heart as the saintess, yes. I am Mother Shepherdess, yes. I am living Mother who sways back and forth, yes. Mother of sap, yes. Mother of dew, yes. Mother who gives birth to us, yes. Mother who is present, yes. Mother of sap, mother of breasts, yes. You, mother of sap, mother of breasts, yes. I am you, mother of sap, mother of breasts, yes. Green mother, mother of clarity, yes. I am you, green mother, mother of clarity, yes. Budding mother, mother of offshoots, yes. I am you, budding mother, mother of offshoots, yes. Green mother, mother of clarity, budding mother, mother of offshoots, a woman of light. I am a woman of light. I am a spirit woman. I am a woman who looks into the insides of things, yes. I am a woman who investigates, yes. I am a woman who shouts, yes. I am a woman who whistles, yes. I am a woman who resounds, yes. I am a woman torn up out of the ground, yes. I am a woman torn up out of the ground, yes. I am a woman wise in medicine ways. I am a woman wise in herbs, yes. I am a woman of labor, yes. I am a woman wise in words, yes. I am a woman wise in problems, yes. I am a woman wise in medicines. I am a hummingbird woman, yes. I am a hummingbird woman, yes. I am a woman with vibrant wings, yes. I am a woman with vibrant wings, yes. I am a well-prepared woman. I am a well-prepared woman. I am a shooting star woman. I am a woman who looks into the insides of things. And that is a chant by Maria Sabina from a book called Maria Sabina, Her Life and Chants, translated and with commentary by Henry Munn. And it's written by Alvaro Estrada. And perhaps more than any other person, Maria Sabina embodied for the seekers of the 60s, the shaman, the woman, the well-prepared woman, the woman who looks into the insides of things. She is a living practitioner of religious customs stemming from pre-Columbian times and a font of wisdom long thought lost to our world. This book was written when she was about 90 years old, and it tells her story. It says that when she was a young girl, 3 or 4 years old, she went into the forest surrounding her house because she was called by the little people the psilocybin mushrooms, and the little people directed her to eat them. I can imagine being the mother of such a child, and how difficult it must have been to be Maria Sabina's mother. But I can't quite imagine how difficult it must have been when soon Maria took her younger sister, who was but 2, into the forest and fed her also the little people. And Maria Sabina had throughout her life a deep understanding that came through the little people. She says, curing is an inferior task. It's not that I am above it. It's that the sickness of people is something that does not have to be cured, for it is God. And the mushrooms are God, and the mushrooms are the power of God. And those that believe, they are healed, and those who do not believe, they are not healed. So she doesn't get into curing, she gets into healing. It's a very different thing. And she does it by taking the mushrooms. Now, this takes us back to mind medicine. If you are the one who is taking the psychoactive plant, then we are certainly in the 7th medicine. We are breaking open our minds. But if someone else is doing it for you, and then it becomes mind medicine. And we find that this is indeed the pattern in a great many of the places and the cultures on the planet. One of the first examples of this that I read about was in looking at the mushroom, a mushroom that grows in my woods called the perhaps amana or fly agaric. It's an amanita mushroom, but it is not the destroying angel. It's not the deadly amanita. It is, in fact, the witch's mushroom, and if you've read any fairy tales, you've seen this mushroom depicted. Throughout Europe and the west coast of the United States, it has a red cap with white spots on it. Here in the northeast part of the United States, it's more likely to be yellow or orangish with those white spots on it. And in Siberia, this mushroom also grows, and there the shaman, the woman, eats these mushrooms, and her urine is carefully collected. For the psychoactive ingredient of the mushrooms is excreted in her urine and then in a lower dilution so that all of the people of her community can take it. Those long nights in Siberia do require some interesting things to do, but most often this was a ritual that was associated with making a diagnosis when something was going wrong. There seems to be a very strong connection between story medicine and high-tech medicine. Very strong connection between what is happening when we are breaking and entering and how that affects the stories that we tell ourselves. When we were talking about placebo medicine, we saw that people who had sham operations got more benefit than people who didn't receive the sham operation. And so there is something about pushing ourselves to that edge, to that last edge in healing, that does something quite remarkable to us. But let's talk about actually using psychoactive plants. There's perhaps a difference of opinion. I've had teachers say to me, you shouldn't use anything to get high. You should just breathe and be high. And I understand the idealism of that. And I understand how perfect that is. But I also know that for many people, that's a very slow route. Serenity medicine is a wonderful medicine, and that's the medicine we start with. Breathing high, being high, that's certainly the way to do it. But just like that student that I had that I talked about, who was diagnosed with a terminal illness and who had to face death, taking psilocybin was a tremendous, fast way for her to face that death, because she didn't believe at that point that she had the time that would be required to do it by breathing, by being serene. On the other hand, when I look at cultures around the world, I find that cultures everywhere around the world use psychoactive plants, and they have used them for such long times that we would have to say it's almost time out of mind. We now know that people have been cultivating grain for 14 or 15,000 years, especially corn in the Americas. We used to think that grain production only went back about 10,000 years, but we're pushing that back, and we even see that wild grain was used 30,000 years ago. But by DNA analysis, we can tell how long a plant has been cultivated. And one of the most psychoactive plants of the Amazon, Brugmansia, has clearly been cultivated for more than 40,000 years. And that means that if grain had been cultivated for 10 and this for 40,000, that changing our minds was 4 times more important than filling our bellies. Even if grain has been cultivated for 15,000 years, changing our minds is still more than twice as important as filling our bellies. So I believe that while it is perfectly acceptable to expand your consciousness by breathing, that it is certainly within the realm of smart human behavior to use allies, plant allies, for doing this. I'm looking at a remarkable book called Vine of the Soul by Richard Evans Schultes and Robert Raffouf. The pictures are quite remarkable pictures. And here we have a picture of a student, and the student is photographed holding one of the most bioactive hallucinogens available to human beings. That's a Brugmansia, the one that I was just talking about. This place where this child lives has more psychoactive plants known and used than any other locality in the world. And he is holding this plant, which he uses and has been using, because it is understood that before one can train as a healer, an herbalist, or a caretaker, that one must find one's way with these plants. The office of healer is not hereditary. There are certain psychological and intellectual qualities that will be recognized in the youth. Among them, a deep interest in myth and tribal tradition, a good memory for reciting long sequences of names and events, a good singing voice, and the capacity for enduring hours during sleepless nights preceded by fasting and abstinence. Above all, the healer's soul should illuminate. It must shine with a strong inner light to render visible all that is hidden and invisible, hidden away from ordinary knowledge and reasoning. This supernatural luminescence, this soul light that must shine from the healer, is manifested by the healer's experiences with psychoactive and hallucinatory plants. I often say to my apprentices that I will endeavor to give them a traditional apprenticeship. However, they must understand that the time and the place where we live prevents me from doing what shamanic herbal apprentices all over the world do, which is to first of all apprentice themselves to the plants by working with the hallucinatory plants. One of the major healers of this area insists that his knowledge and power come to him directly from the plants themselves through the visions that he receives by using these plants. I'm reminded of an anthropologist who once said to an indigenous person, "I see that your generations of people live well together, and that the different generations respect each other. Among my people, the teenagers don't respect their parents. How do you do this?" And the medicine man looked at him and he said, "We take the same hallucinogenic plants and we take them together so we all understand the oneness." The sorcerer first leaves the real world and travels to a point above the earth. From this point above the earth, the shaman sees the earth as a huge ball and knows that it cannot be flat. From this vantage point, the shaman can see every person on earth. It is said that the shaman inhabits three worlds: the upper world or the heaven world, the middle world where we all are, and the lower world. If you take a psychoactive plant yourself, then you must be your own shaman. You must be prepared to enter not just the upper world, but also the lower world. But you must be prepared to see frightening things as well as lovely things. Richard Evan Schultes, along with Albert Hoffman, yes, the creator of LSD, and Christian Rauch, has written a beautiful book, and I do not say this lightly. This is a lavishly illustrated book with 4, 6 pictures on a page, big pictures, pictures of ceremonies, pictures of plants, pictures and pictures. And its book is called Plants of the Gods, Their Sacred Healing and Hallucinogenic Powers. And the frontispiece has a beautiful image of a psilocybin mushroom and a quote from Maria Sabina. "The more you go inside the world of the little people, the more things you will see. You will see the past and you will see the future. They are there together as a single thing already achieved and already happened. I have seen stolen horses and buried cities, the existence of which no one knew. Millions of things I have seen and millions of things I know. I have known and I have seen God. I have seen an immense clock that ticks and spheres that go slowly around, and inside the stars, the earth, the universe, the day and the night, the cry and the smile, the happiness and the pain. Those who know the secret of the little people can see that it is all an infinite oneness." We are so afraid of these plants. We are so afraid of the little flowers of the gods. We are so afraid of the hexing herbs, the nectar of delight. We are so afraid of St. Anthony's fire and the gateway to dream time. And this book will open them all to you so that you may choose wisely. It is, of course, difficult at this time and in this place to choose wisely, because the wisdom in part comes from the cultural context. Oh, it is so heavy I can hardly pick it up. But Christian Rauch himself wrote the Encyclopedia of Psychoactive Plants with a foreword by Albert Hoffman. I wasn't teasing about it being difficult to pick up. This book is nearly 1,000 pages long, and it too is lavishly illustrated with huge numbers of scientific citations, and basically makes the point that everywhere in the world there are psychoactive plants and psychoactive fungi, and that people have used these for diagnosing and for healing. Nowadays, the psychoactive plants that people are most likely to have access to would include psilocybin, peyote, and ayahuasca. In order to use one of these power plants for one's own healing, there are specific points that we must see to the satisfaction of. In general, as I have said, these plants would be used in a cultural context. And in that cultural context, there would be the cultural ceremony. There would be certain things that were eaten or not eaten, certain activities that were engaged in or not engaged in before the use of any of these plants. But at this day, at this time, and in this place, you are probably not going to have that. Even if you go to Peru to take ayahuasca, you will not be in a culture. You will be in a faux culture that has been set up for Westerners who are coming there to take ayahuasca. So what I suggest instead is a 3-part understanding, or a 3-part ceremony. The first part is that we must recognize the power and the individual being of the plant, of the substance that we are working with. And in fact, this works very good for some of the lesser, not quite river medicine 7 things like coffee, alcohol, and marijuana. To recognize the power of what we are working with is the first step. Not to demean that power, to belittle that power, or to think that that power is not worth honoring. It is worth honoring in a great many ways, and whatever way you find to honor it will work just fine. What's important is that you be aware that you're involved with a psychoactive, something that can break down barriers in your mind. One of our big fears is that we will break down those barriers and we will not find our way back. And so the second part of this is that we must honor and acknowledge our own power. If we do not honor and acknowledge our own power, then the power of the being that we are working with, whether it is marijuana or alcohol, ayahuasca or peyote, may indeed take us over. There are some plants, like Susun Weed, which take everyone over. No matter how strong you are, no matter how much you acknowledge your power, it is unlikely that you will be able to withstand the power of Susun Weed. And that is why traditionally when people took it, they were locked up in a cave after they took it, so they could not literally run amok. But for most of the psychoactives that you would have access to, and the ones that we're talking about, that can be used as the 7th medicine, honoring your own power will be adequate to keep you in a good relationship with the power of the individual plant or mushroom that you are calling up and asking to help you in either your diagnosis, your healing, or your death. All appropriate ways to use the psychoactive plants. So first we honor the power of the substance. Then we honor our own power. And thirdly, we create the most significant consumption ritual that we can create. The first time I took peyote, I was told that I would not be allowed to sleep all night, that I would not be allowed to so much as leave the ritual space to empty my bladder without permission, and that as the peyote bowl was passed, I would be allowed to take some peyote, but that in exchange for taking that peyote, I would have to sing 3 songs. Those who know me now will be surprised to find that I was terrified at having to sing 3 songs. In fact, it was somewhat the beginning of my coming to terms with singing. But to me, this was a very big deal that I was going to have to sing 3 songs, and I wasn't quite sure I was going to get through it. But I did manage to learn 3 songs and to memorize them, and I'm sitting in the ritual space with the other people, and the peyote bowl is finally being passed. There have been prayers, there have been smudging, there has been other things going on, and now the peyote bowl comes to me, and I take some peyote, and I sing my 3 songs, and I pass it around, and it's when the peyote bowl starts being passed around the second time that I realize you have to sing 3 songs every time. Not just 3 songs once, not just 3 songs once that night. You have to come up with 3 more songs. Fortunately, by the time the bowl got to me, the peyote was already starting to have some effect, and it became easier and easier to sing. That is indeed a rather elaborate ritual, but it could be. My power plant is coffee. I'm going to honor and acknowledge coffee, and I'm going to honor and acknowledge my power as well. My ritual for coffee is that I will buy organic and fair trade coffee because I want my coffee to do good for the planet. I will grind my own beans so that they are superbly fresh, and I will pour it through a gold coffee filter because I am worth it into my special handmade mug. Here is a simple task that we do several times a day, many people, and yet it can be turned into a ritual which actually builds our health instead of something that feels like maybe we shouldn't be doing it. There are some other very interesting psychoactive plants. Here's a book by Ross Heaven called The Shamanic Powers of the Peruvian San Pedro Cactus. I have talked to people who were very happy with their experiences with the San Pedro cactus. Here's a book on iboga, the visionary root of African shamanism. I do not know personally anybody who has taken iboga. I have 2 books, both recently published, on Salvia divinorum. One by J.D. author called Doorway to Thought-Free Awareness, and the other one by the same person who is writing about the San Pedro cactus, is called Shamanic Quest, the Spirit of Salvia, Divinatory, Visionary, and Healing Powers of the Sage of the Seers by Ross Haven. You will find that Salvia divinorum is legal and it is for sale. 2 excellent books talking about ways to use it as a 7th medicine, and also an interesting book on plant spirit shamanism written by Ross Heaven and Howard Charing. And this basically brings together their in-depth shamanic work in the Amazon, Haiti, and Europe, including field interviews with master shamans all over the world, with some special chapters on love medicine, using plants to open our minds to new ways of being is a serious and interesting way to heal. I'll be back with you next week to talk some more about diagnosis in the 7th medicine, high-tech medicine. Thanks so much for giving me this opportunity, Gemini.
Thank you,
I
Susan.
really appreciate having the chance to really get my words together around this. So often when I'm talking about the 7 medicines, I have a very limited time span, and to have had the luxury to spend all of these weeks, years even, we're into our 2nd year, really deeply exploring this is such a gift of abundance and grace to me. I am deeply grateful.
As are we, Susan. It's always a pleasure to have you here with us at Time Monk Radio. And this concludes part 79 of our series, The 7 Medicines, The Wise Woman Way, with Susun Weed at Time Monk Radio.